I'm running out of space on my computer. So you have two last questions.
What was mom like as a kid? What was Edith like as a kid?
When?
I don't know.
A very small kid. Was she a quiet child?
Sorry.
What?
Was she a quiet child, Mom?
Well, I guess she was a well-behaved one. I can't remember ever having any trouble with her, but maybe we kind of had a fight over short dresses.
Mm.
2 short dresses. And I finally got mad and gave her a small allowance to buy her clothes, and I think it was like $20. I don't know what it was.
Mm.
But we were never people with more money than we knew what to do with.
Sure.
Unfortunately, that was our life.
What was she like? What was she like when she was a teenager? What was she like as a teenager?
Well, I guess she was very good. For years I carried around that thing that she carved on a piece of wood. But I don't know what went with it. It probably was thrown into the garbage someplace in these moves. And I think there are still boxes of my things in your garage. I'm not going to live to get them out, so you may as well go through them and decide what's worth keeping and what's worth getting rid of.
No, I'm expecting another 20 more years.
Yeah.
I'm real happy you brought me this chair.
Yeah, it's a good chair right there, huh?
That really is comfortable to sit here. Of course, I got your folks up at 5:30 this morning. Yesterday I got them up with a little push button, but this morning I got myself up, knocked the oxygen thing over with a big bang, struggled and struggled to get into the washroom, and by that time Edie was up. So Edith bought this little kitty car. It was kind of like a motorcycle bike. It had a motor and was kind of some kind of thing I'm not sure about now in my memory. Anyway, she came riding that thing down from the university in Milwaukee to our house. That stupid little motor car.
She had that in our garage for a while, in Syracuse, I think. The motorcycle. It was like a little one.
A scooter of some kind.
Mm.
Yeah. Now I have my own scooter, my wheelchair
Well,
will soon be
simple.
paid for. The government wouldn't buy it, but we had to make payments on it for a year, and then it was ours. So I've got a little electric wheelchair.
Mm-hmm. Do you remember the first time Edith brought Mohan to meet you?
No, I don't. Your grandpa was a very, very passive man, and your grandpa would have been very nice and happy to Mohan right away. He wouldn't have been resentful for Mohan.
Mm-hmm.
So neither was I. But I can't remember the first time. First time she brought him home, I can't remember.
Do you remember when they announced they were going to get engaged, or what that was like? Do you remember when they announced they were getting engaged or married?
No, I don't. I guess we were just happy for her to be happy.
Mm-hmm. What was the wedding like?
Very calm. We, at the library, there were young girls, and two of the young girls, I don't think it was one, I think it was two, prepared the table and served the meal that we had. I think we must have gotten the meal prepared at the grocery store like they do or something. Anyway, we had the reception, so you call it, in the basement of our house.
Oh.
Dad scraped the floor and repainted the floor, and the basement was all clean. And so the wedding was at the church in the side room. I can't remember what they call it. And there were people from the university in Northwestern.
Right.
There were people from everywhere, and they all sat down there and talked to each other. They really melded. A great group of different people.
Right.
Of course, there were the Benucci's, but
The Benucci's?
she didn't have a big wedding, unfortunately.
Who were the Benucci's? Who were the Benucci's?
They were our neighbors, Benucci.
Okay.
Benucci. They were our neighbors around the corner. He played cello in the group that
Oh, the Grandpa had.
Grandpa played in.
This
So,
was this in Racine?
Jules played the cello in that group.
This was in Racine?
So
The wedding was in Racine?
yes,
It's the same house that we visited.
yeah,
It's the same
the
house.
same house on
Oh, yeah.
4th Avenue.
Now I'm thinking about the basement, yeah.
Yeah, the same house on 4th Avenue. I did hate selling that house, but I had to do it, so we sold the house and moved to the apartment.
Right.
And I hope John and Teresa are going to be here. And John took my table up there to the apartment to be sure that I could have the cloakroom by the front door of the apartment, that I could have that for a sewing room. And I could put all my sewing stuff in that closet. That was a really wonderful apartment, number 13. I shouldn't have allowed that, huh?
Right.
13?
Anyway, we've had just a normal life. Nothing great about any of us. We just are. Just are.
Yeah. And you've lived through a lot of history in the U.S., right? Since.
Yeah, when my little sister, named Zephyr, my little sister was red-headed. We never knew, Kenneth and I have talked about it, we never knew when she was born. She just appeared. And Jody and I kind of think that she was like left on the doorstep. I don't know what.
Huh.
Anyway, she was our little girl, and she was such a sweet little thing. She loved the cat, and the cat would never scratch her. She could roll all over with that cat. And when she died, that cat left.
When was that? She was young?
She died just before she was 2 years old.
Okay.
She had had a lot of surgery at Baylor University Hospital for cleft palate and lip.
Yeah.
Because that's the way she was born. And she was treated for that, and I suppose Dad, seeing that, getting that done with his brothers were always helpful, was partly because of the treatment I had had at school when they called me Tangalized. He felt so bad about that. That's when I first got surgery on my eyes. So, Mother and I stayed in the big office building all night by ourselves in the doctor's office when I had it, and I had another surgery in St. Anthony's Hospital in Amarillo. And when I got out of the Army, I also had surgery at the vet hospital with my own surgeon who treated my eyes there. He was a consultant. So when I got out of the Army, he arranged for me to have surgery there. And that was the end of my surgeries, except for cataracts and so forth.